Hello, you're with Libby from libbystamps.com, and today we're making this cute little handbag, and I'll have photos on my blog, and it just opens and closes with a Velcro dot like that. And I've used the stamps and the dies from the Cake Soirée stamp set with the Sweet Cake framelits dies, which you can buy as the Cake Soirée bundle. This is part of the suite, the Cake Soirée suite. Beautiful stamps and great dies that go with it, and I'll show you a couple of tips to go with that. Goes with lots of different colours. Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Marina Mist, Old Olive, Powder Pink, Rich Razzleberry, Silver Foil and Whisper White. So here this one's in Powder Pink, and I've done the leaves in Old Olive, and the stamps are in Berry Burst and Marina Mist. And I've used the 1/4 inch white organza ribbon as well. Alright, so we're going to make this today, and I'll have a template to show you which isn't to scale, so please keep that in mind when you have a look at it. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is bring in our card, and I'm going to make one in Daffodil Delight this time. And I've already cut my card, and it is A4 in length, so you don't need to cut it, or that's 11 5/8 I think in Imperial, by 17.2, which is 6 3/4 in Imperial. And score on the long side at 4.5, 5.5, and I'll give you the metric measurements in a minute, 10 inches and 11 inches. And in metric that is 10.9, 14, 25.4, and 27.9. Then you're going to turn your card 1/4, turn it 1/4, and you're going to score at 1 1/4 inches, and this is your base, and 5.5. And in metric that is, all right, that's all the scoring you need to do. Now bring in your trimmer and turn your card so you've got one long bit. You're going to have that closest to you, and you're going to line it up with your score mark in the ditch, and you're going to cut up to, actually what I'll do to make it easier for you is I'll come in with my snips, and we're just going to snip down that score line next to the last panel. So we want to get rid of all of this and leave the last panel. And this is Daffodil Delight I'm working in today, and it's easier with your trimmer because you get a nice straight line. Alright, that's all you need your trimmer for, and you can put that away for bits and pieces at another time. Alright, and then we're going to do a little bit more cutting. We're going to cut this little tab piece off, so straight along there and straight up there. Alright, now you have these two 1 inch bits that you've got, and what you need to do is come in with your ruler, and you're going to make a mark 1/2 inch between, so it's 1 inch wide, so you need to make a mark at 1/2 inch, just a little notch, and another one up here at 1/2 inch, just a little notch, and then come in along this bottom score line that's going to be the bottom of your bag, and come up about 1/2 inch and put a little notch, and the same on the other side, so come up what you think's about 1/2 inch and put a little knot. Alright, then you're going to come in with your ruler, have something soft underneath, and you're going to come up, join those two notches, and start about 1/2 inch from the bottom, 1/2 to 3/4, and come up right to the top. Alright, and then you're going to do the same on the other one. So come up about 1/2 inch and score right to the top. Okay, then from that 1/2 inch point that you finished at, you're going to put a score line diagonally down to the point where the score lines meet on both sides. So you're making like a little mountain or an upside down V, and you're going to join those two bits up and do the same on the other one. So from where you've finished, all right, so that's all you need that for. Make sure you've got a nice soft surface underneath. You could use your Simply Scored mat if you wanted to, but I've got a self-healing mat underneath my grid paper. All right, now it's time to come in with your bone folder and burnish all your folds. So I'll be back when I've done that. Now you need your snips again, and you're going to just come in, and I like to cut like a little wedge out of where my score lines are. So you're going to cut up each score line to the bottom score line and make like a little wedge. It just helps it all sit more neatly when you adhere it all together. And we're going to just use tear and tape today, so get rid of those bits. And this bundle will, if you purchase the bundle, it will get you over the celebration price point, so that's $90 and you get a free product. So buy the bundle and get a free product, or buy lots from the suite and perhaps get a level 2 celebration product. I want to add some DSP to this one, so I'm going to flip this over and we're going to add a strip of DSP from the Sweet Soirée bundle, and it's going to be 1 1/8 or 3 centimeters wide by 4 3/8 of an inch or 11 centimeters wide, and you're just going to stick that with some liquid glue on the flap here. All right, and then I'm just going to let that dry for a minute and talk to you about putting on some tape and punching some holes. All right, so when you do your bag, it's going to come in like that, all right, and the flap's going to come over there. So this is the front of your bag. So you're going to put tear and tape on the front of your bag, but on the inside. And I like to put about 3 strips. So we'll just do that now. It just makes sure that if something heavy gets put in the bag, it all stays well adhered and you're not having problems with the bottom of the bag falling out. I should need some tear and tape on this tab here, and I like to put it close to the score line so that you don't have any gap when the bag's put together, and that's all the adhesive you need for that. All right, then we're going to bring in our envelope punch board and we're going to just round off these corners. If you've got a corner rounder, you could use that, and then again with this one. All right, now we're ready to put our holes in our bag, and we do this now because it's quite difficult to do it afterward. All right, so I'm going to turn my bag to the inside, and if your flap comes over like that, you want to put your holes just a little bit down from where the flap finishes so that you're not interfering with the flap. So on my measurements, you're putting hole down 1.5 inches or 3.8 centimeters. So what I did was I came in and I put a tiny pencil mark 1.5 inches down, 1.5 inches down, and then you're going to put a pencil mark from the end at 2 3/4 there, and 5 1/4, or that's 7 centimeters and 13 centimeters. Now keep your ruler on that point and come across. So keep it at the beginning, and you're going to put a mark at from the beginning 8 1/8 and 10 1/8, which is 21.7 and 27. All right, and then you're going to come in with your hole punch. Now I've got a Stampin Up 1/8 of an inch circle punch, I think it is, and we're going to come in down here like this and just punch down, and then same again here. You can do this one by coming in that way. Just check you haven't caught up your flap here at the back, and punch down. It's a bit more problematic because you've got so many layers there. So that's all we need that for. Okay, now you need about 11 inches of ribbon or 29 centimetres, and you need 2 of those. And what we're going to do is just thread it through the hole. Now it's easier to do it now than it is to do it when you've got it all put together, but you can certainly do it when you've all got it put together. I'm just doing a little overhand knot and like that, and then same with the other one, and then do the same on the other side. So I'll be back when I've done that. So we've got our ribbon in our bag, and don't tighten the knots too much. And now it's time to put it together. So I'm going to bring my trusty, oh no it's not, we've got to crease these lines that we put in before. So just a little mountain crease, yeah, it'll be a valley crease or in the opposite direction to your other scores, and just encourage those ones down the bottom there, and the same on the other end. And I just do that with my fingers, and fingernails come in handy too. All right, so we've got those done. Right, ready to put it together. And we're going to turn that over like that. Take the backing off and add the 2 sides together. Start at the bottom, join the bottom up. That gives you somewhere to hold, and then the top. With this part, I put the 2 side flaps in, then I put this flap in, and I'm actually going to trim some, then close that over. All right, now you can buy all these products in my online store. I'd love you to shop with me. I'm just a little shy of my current level, and would love to go back to Silver Elite. So I would appreciate you shopping with me. I've got a special at the moment where I'm just trimming these little bits that I didn't get off before, and you know how I said to miter them a bit. I perhaps didn't miter them enough. All right, we're going to come in and put our Velcro dot. Now a tip with the Velcro dot is to leave them together, and hopefully you've got them pretty straight like that, and just take the backing off one, and we don't want it to come down so you can see that when it closes, so you need to put it a bit of a way up in about the center. Take the backing off the second one. Yeah, so shop with me. I'm about $500 short of making my retitle aim, which I'd love to do so I can go to centre stage in April at On Stage in Sydney. Okay, close that down. Centre stage just gives me some leadership training and some collegial time, and I can ask questions of other demonstrators, and it's just a great time so that I can help grow my team. Now we're going to do this little bit here, and I'm going to show you a trick with that. Doing that, I'm going to bring in my pieces, and so there's all the leaves, and I've got already die cut and stamp my flowers. I was going to show you a trick with this, and I've got some card here and a stamp. Just need some ink. So this is one of the stamps from the Cake Soirée set, and one of the framelit dies from the Sweet Cake framelit dies. Alright, so I'm going to ink up my stamp and stamp down. You can see I've had a lot of use out of this piece of card. Have a look at your stamp. You've got a little bump here. Alright, so have a look at your framelit die. If you turn it up the other way, you can see you've got a bump here and a bump here. So one of these bumps is going to fit your stamp. So that's how you fit it all in. And then run it through your big shot and you're done. Really, really easy. Now these are the leaves from the set, and I had just a tiny bit of old olive cardstock left over. It fitted just nicely, ran it through, and then that piece doesn't go to waste. I've got that for another project. For this, I cheat. I use my Stampin' Up, very well loved, silicone matte. All right, on this one I did a group of 3 with big leaves. This time I think I'm going to do some smaller leaves, and we might do 2 flowers like that and 1 like that. Then I go in and pop in my leaves. Alright, so with this one, I think I'll put this one, the beasting tool comes in handy for lots of things, down here, and this one over here like that, another one here, this one which is a little bit longer under there like that, just something a little bit different. Then I bring in my trusty glue dots, and I'll keep those other leaves for another project, and what I do is I build up my embellishment with glue dots.
If you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find inspiration. All I'm saying is you can do it. I wanna hear you say, I am independent. I am dedicated. Doing it my way, doing it my way. Yes, I am. I am in control. I am. Watch me go. Doing it my way, doing it my way. Can you hear me say, yes, I am.
You need easy ways to do things so that you're not forever spending ages on doing an embellishment. So get yourself a silicone craft mat and use that to build your embellishments. It's also great for embossing paste, mixing colours, a whole heap of things, a whole range of things. So you can even add a little bit of your liquid glue and a bit of re-inker to make coloured sort of glue, which can go on a project and look shiny when it's finished. Okay, so I'll bring in my bag, and we might go this side this time and pop it down there. And there we've got our 2 little handbags. So I'll have other photos on my blog. So don't forget, shop with me, Libby at libbystamps.com. Go to the shop button on the top right hand side of my blog. Use the hostess code and you'll get a thank you card and a free little gift from me. And at the moment I've got a special deal, so check my Facebook page, my Facebook business page, Libby Stamps. And yeah, if you think you've got $90 to spend, that'd be great, because then you can choose a free celebration product as well. All right, thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.
Every dream to believe, take the chance, lead the dance, and run with what is in your heart. Let the magic start. You're in charge. Yes, you can. What's the plan? Come on, let's do this.